You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your number one source for after-show entertainment.
AfterBuzz TV presents Chatting with Cathy. Sit-down interviews with Hollywood's leading actors, artists, and entrepreneurs. And now, your host of Chatting with Cathy, Cathy Kelly.
Hello everyone, Bing is for doing, and today we are doing another interview on Chatting with Cathy right here on AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm your host, Cathy Kelly, and joining me today is the incredibly talented singer and songwriter who got her start on YouTube doing covers, Kait Weston. I'm so excited to hear how you transitioned from doing YouTube covers to now having your song in a major motion Hollywood picture.
Yeah, I'm extremely excited.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's mind-blowing.
Did you ever think that you would achieve that success?
No, I started putting up covers on YouTube 4 years ago, not thinking I would even get any views or any subscribers, but I went from 60 subscribers. I won a contest. My subscribers jumped. Ellen Degeneres called up and was like, hey, we want you on our show. That, you know, sent my subscribers up. I got to be on her show, which was absolutely incredible. And then after that, I moved to LA, and I'm sitting here with however many subscribers and a single on this big motion picture, so I'm really excited.
Crazy. Well, I want to talk about all of your music, but first, got to take it back to the very beginning. You grew up in upstate New York, musical family, I guess. Your sister is, she does music as well. Your grandmother went to Juilliard for piano.
Yeah.
So was music always a part of your family?
Well, growing up, it wasn't. I was actually a dancer and gymnast for 14 years before I decided I wanted to be a singer.
So performing was always kind of a aspect in your growing up. Mm-hmm. Cool. Well, I want to know, I mean, you have this musical family. You didn't start performing until junior year of high school?
Yeah.
And what was your first performance?
I had a solo in my high school choir. And
really?
Yeah. Yeah. I was extremely nervous.
Was it like in front of a bunch of people?
It was in front of my school, and then like
entire school?
Yeah.
Oh
it was so nerve-wracking, but after that moment, that's when I was like, okay, I think I could do this.
How many people were there?
It was probably a good 200.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's pressure.
Yeah.
But it went well?
Yeah, it went really well.
And then you just fell in love with it, or? Mm-hmm. That's great.
I started uploading videos on YouTube after that, shortly after that.
And at the time, I mean, you were singing other people's songs. Was there ever any aspiration at that point to do original music?
No, at that point, I really didn't have any inspiration or life experience really to write
my own
music. Yeah, and I just wanted to continue to cover other people's music. But a little bit later, I started wanting to write my own stuff.
Mm-hmm. And you didn't pick up the guitar or piano until just a few years ago. Mm-hmm. Has that been difficult or easy to learn at this point?
You know, my grandma, having her like go to Juilliard and everything, she's incredible.
Yeah.
I wish my parents put me in piano lessons with her when I was like 4. But I've taught myself. I'm getting better at piano. Guitar, not so much, but piano, definitely. Mm-hmm. It's something that I want to strive to do live and everything.
Yeah, and your cousin used to play for you.
Yes.
Back up.
Yeah.
So I struggled with sheet music when I was trying to learn piano when I was little. So do you learn via like sounding it out or through like reading the notes?
Honestly, I don't know anything about that. I watch like people's YouTube videos.
Really?
Yeah, on how to play and everything, and I kind of learned from that. And also, my cousin taught me a few things.
I think that's so cool, like what you can learn from YouTube these days.
Everything.
Like you can learn how to do makeup, you can learn how to cook, you could learn how to do your hair, learn how to read music or do music. That's so cool.
Yeah, it's really awesome.
So what are you focused on now? It's just guitar and piano?
Piano.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool. And then you have other people
playing guitar and stuff.
Cool. Yeah. So I know that you, when you were growing up, you auditioned for several different singing competition shows from Idol, X Factor, pretty much everything, right?
Yeah, you know, I auditioned a total of 7 times. American Idol, America's Got Talent, The Voice, X Factor, all the shows. And it was actually after not making any of those shows that I was like, okay, I need to take this YouTube thing seriously.
Yeah.
And YouTube has done so much more for me than any of the TV shows ever.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, one, I don't understand how you weren't chosen to be on one of those shows, because I think you're really good. But two, like, how do you not get discouraged after you get turned down from one of those shows?
There's so many no's you hear in this industry, and like being a part of, you know, this industry, there's a lot of doors that will slam in your face. There's a lot of people that won't believe in you, won't see it, but you need to focus on the people that do see it, because those people are going to take you the furthest in your career. And that's what I try to stay focused on when I do get those letdowns. You know, it's only pushing you to another opportunity that's going to be better. So,
which was the first one that you auditioned for?
American Idol. I was so heartbroken. I thought, I was like, this is it, I'm gonna make it. And I remember I was standing in the rain in Boston, and like I got this outfit together that I thought was so cute and so like trendy and like unique and made me look awesome. It was really like, I looked like a middle schooler. Like,
we always look back at those pictures.
It was terrible.
Like, what were we thinking?
I was so heartbroken. I remember going home and just crying, but then like I kept auditioning for more and more shows. And what I learned from those experiences was just like take every moment in. Like when I would go to X Factor and all the other shows, I would make so many friends, and I would call them line buddies or whatever, and I'm still to this day friends with these people. So honestly, like it was all good, like a really great experience.
That's incredible, like that you can still keep in touch with those people and that you took away so much from it.
Yeah.
How old were you when you did the first one?
I was 18 or 19.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you said it was American Idol.
American Idol.
How long did you have to wait in line? I've heard that it's hours.
I got there at 4 in the morning, and I didn't audition till probably actually 2 o'clock in the afternoon. But then X Factor, I got there at like 5 and didn't audition till 6 o'clock at night.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I don't know how. I've heard horror stories almost of incredibly talented people going into, you know, these arenas or wherever they're located, and then getting turned away at the end of the day because they had been there for 14 hours and the judges had seen too many people.
Yeah.
Even though you have the number.
You're one out of thousands of people there, and they're seeing so many people in those days. You really can't take offense to not getting through because there are so many.
Yeah.
You know.
So after this is when you really devoted your time to YouTube. And you started uploading covers, and how did you choose which covers to upload?
Well, to get the views or whatever, people are searching for the songs that are like top 10 or the songs that are rising. So I covered Katy Perry's Firework. I remember when it was really popular, and that's the video that the producers at Ellen saw. And that's kind of when, like, it was my first video to ever go over like 100,000 views, which was incredible because all my other videos had like 500 views. And I was like, yes, over 100.
It just takes one though.
Yeah, it just
and
takes
it's persistence a lot of the time. So, I mean, now so many of your videos have over 100. I mean, they're all like at hundreds of thousands of views.
It's so crazy.
And I mean, did you do research leading up to starting to do YouTube? Since, I mean, it sounds like you know a lot about it.
When I first started, no. I was like, I was first scared to put YouTube covers up because I was like, kids in my high school are going to see me singing, or just like the comments also. People can just get on YouTube.
They can be mean.
They can be really mean. And I've experienced some incredibly rude comments, but at this point, I just don't even focus on that anymore. But no, I kind of just went for it. I just started uploading the videos, not thinking anything would come from it, but it's been really nice.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of the time, I mean, I'm sure most of your comments are positive. I saw like all of the ones on your new video, they're all across the board, so many likes, it's crazy. But when there is a talented person out there, I feel like there's always going to be at least one person who's trying to bring them down just because they're jealous, not because of anything else.
That's what the dislike bar is for. The Til Death Do Us part has about maybe 6 dislikes and over 1,000 likes.
Thousands of likes.
I honestly don't see the point in disliking any video. I don't even know why that's even there, but some people, you know, whatever.
But overall, it's been completely positive. What was the reaction from your friends and your peers at high school?
It was so crazy. I mean, are you talking about the Til Death Do Us part, or just from YouTube?
Uploading YouTube videos in general.
You know, a lot of kids in high school didn't know I sang. I was kind of shy in high school, like with my friends outside of school. I was whatever, but they were really excited and happy for me. And at this point, my hometown support is so incredible. I post a video, they're sharing it, and they're just so excited for me, which just makes me so happy, and I just feel so incredibly blessed that they're so supportive.
Do you get to go home a lot?
I actually was just home.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I went to New York.
How long?
I was there for 4 days.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you got to see friends and family and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I
Got to eat some New York pizza.
I heard that when you originally moved out to LA, you told your mom that you were going to be gone for 2 weeks and then ended up staying.
Yeah. I mean, the plan originally was just to stay forever, but I told her 2 weeks. I was like, Mom, I'm going to be back in 2 weeks. I'll see you in 2 weeks. But I bought a one-way.
Really?
Yeah, I still have that little ticket.
Did you move out here knowing people or knowing where you were going to stay, anything like that?
My cousin was here, so I slept on his couch. But then, like, I met some friends who then lent me their couch to sleep on. So it was a good, 2 months that I was couch hopping. And then I met some really awesome people who gave me a roof over my head and a job.
How was that transition? Like, how did your mom and the rest of your family react?
It was a reality check for me, for sure. But my mom was like, you need to get a job. You need to a place to live. You can't be homeless. And I'm like, I understand, and I'm going to do this. You just need to let me do this and let me prove myself that I can do this. I'm just happy with how everything worked out. You know, my first job out here was a waitress, and I was so bad. I was the worst. It was the most stressful job I could have ever.
Where at?
It was at Pomodoro. It was this Italian restaurant. I had to memorize all these Italian words, and terrible.
But any horror stories from working there?
I mean, someone ordered a glass of water, and I brought them out a glass of ice. Like, simple order, right? I quit after 4 months.
You're so cute.
It was too stressful. I couldn't handle it.
So before moving out, you were actually attending Rochester Institute of Technology. You took a semester off, and then you didn't go back, right?
No, I took a leave of absence that I'm currently probably still on.
So what was the goal before? Like, what were you studying when you were there?
I was studying photography.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so the goal was to potentially be a photographer?
Yeah, be a photographer. But then the music thing, YouTube just kind of blew up, and I was like, this is not where my focus is right now. It's in music.
Mm-hmm. I want to talk about the Ellen Degeneres show for a minute. So when you did get the call from producers, I know that they found you on YouTube. When you got that call, what was your reaction?
I was walking through Barnes & Noble up at school, getting homework, getting school supplies. I dropped everything, started crying. Everyone was, looking at me why, what is wrong with that girl? And I, ran home. It was the most exciting feeling, because before that, I was just playing in, cafes. You know, and at that point, I only had about 6,000 subscribers.
Which is still a lot.
It is still a lot, but I didn't think I was, out of all, the YouTube artists out there, I was going to be the one that got that call. It's hey, we want to fly you out. They flew me out an hour after my, last final. I completely bombed it, left half of it blank. I was like, I can't do this.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, Ellen Degeneres, she's produced so many, or not produced, but she's had so many guests from YouTube come on who are now, I mean, they're superstars. Grace and Chance is huge, all these other people. So was that pressure at all? Because this was 2 years ago at the time.
It was a lot of pressure. It was extremely nerve-wracking. I completely blacked out for the performance.
You look so adorable on it, though.
I see you walk
out. I watched it, and you walked out, and you're just like, oh my gosh, thank you for having me. Yeah. It was so cute.
They prep you before the show, and they're like, okay, these are the questions she's gonna ask. And I'm sitting backstage just so anxious, answering them. When I got out there, forgot everything that I was gonna say. I was like, it's you, and they don't let you see Ellen until you're actually there. Yeah, so that would, I was 20 years old, I believe. It was my first time ever on national TV, and it was Ellen Degeneres. It was so crazy. I cried a lot.
What was the experience like overall?
It was incredible. Something that I'll never forget, and something that I'm just so happy that I got to experience. Because Ellen is so wonderful. Everyone behind the scenes is so nice. That show is just filled with so much positivity. Yeah, I loved it.
Did anyone come with you on the trip?
My cousin Sean played for me.
Okay. Yeah. And that was it?
Yeah.
You didn't have parental support, oh, you're going to do so well.
My mom had a party back at home in the basement with the whole town.
So overall, from when you got the call to being on the show, what was the time frame between that?
It was, I think, a week and a half, 2 weeks maybe.
That's pretty short.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
It was a lot of prepping. I was and I was in the midst of studying for finals.
Yeah.
It was not happening.
You didn't think about anything other than that, I'm sure. So you said after the show, YouTube numbers just skyrocketed.
Yeah.
And did you see a change in your fan base? Do you think like you gained a lot of people from that show, or they were just fans of Ellen?
Yeah, my Facebook jumped as well on my Twitter account, but a few months after being on that show, I got invited to open up for like Kurt Schneider, Tiffany Alvord, Megan and Liz, and a bunch of really big YouTubers that I looked up to and was watching. So that was really cool because that was my first time, like, with the whole internet world, you see these people on a computer screen and getting to meet them in person. It's just so cool because it's like, okay, you are real.
They are kind of, like YouTube celebrities are now celebrities. It's changing the way that this industry is. And, while you have those Brad Pitts and people like that, it seems like YouTube is almost taking over. Like they have...
It's a new industry.
Millions of subscribers. And then I know a lot of them do collaborations. You did a collaboration with Alexa G. And then Kurt Schneider was also in that video. Yeah. So is that how you got linked up with them?
Yeah, performing and opening up for Kurt Schneider and everything, that's how I originally met them. And then when I moved out to LA, that was the same time that all the YouTube artists had moved out to LA. So we kind of all just mingled and were like, let's all be friends in real life.
Is there any YouTube artist that you really want to work with who you haven't yet?
Voice Avenue.
Okay.
They're so good.
Yeah. Their covers are ridiculous. And then it seems like a lot of YouTube artists are now, they got their start just like you, where they were uploading covers, and then now they're uploading originals. So when did you make that transition?
From covers to originals? It was about 2 years ago. Honestly, when I got sick and tired of covering other people's songs, because you could only put so much originality into someone else's song, and I just kind of wanted people to figure out who I was as an artist with my original content. And I've been extremely pleased with people's reactions to my original music, because it is nerve-wracking putting that up there because people are so used to hearing your covers.
I mean, your first original that you put up there has 150,000 views at this point, and your new video, which you just released for Til Death Do Us Part, has already 40,000 views. Ridiculous.
I'm really excited.
So where do you get your inspiration for your originals?
It's either from my own life experiences or from others. Carry Me Home, my first song that I wrote, was about a girl whose boyfriend had passed away overseas, and I was like, this happens to way too many people. So when I wrote it, the comments that I got were the most rewarding, because these people were thanking me for what I had written for them, and I'm like, no, thank you for being so responsive to this. Yeah,
and I mean, it's cool to hear songs that aren't oh, it's a breakup, or there are so many songs I feel like that are poppy right now that are just, they're all, either about getting drunk at a club or, breaking up with your boyfriend or hooking up with someone. And so having these songs with, real life experiences, whether they're yours or someone else's, is kind of cool because it's different.
Yeah, I just want people to be able to connect emotionally to my music, take them away from their problems, or be able to relate and be able to be like, I am not the only one going through this right now. Just a reassurance to them.
How would you describe your music to someone who's never heard it before, the sound of it?
Oh gosh, this question. It's so difficult because it's like for me, my music is an emotional roller coaster. I don't really know. It's an emotional, edgy piece of work that I just want people to when they hear it, just to feel something. That's all that matters to me when I'm performing, is that people feel something and I can take them away from their everyday issues in life. So,
and I know you're also going to get this question a lot, but I know Jessie J is a huge inspiration of yours. You've looked up to her. What other artists do you look up to?
Macklemore. I love
Macklemore.
I love him. I would love to collab with him one day. But Demi Lovato, I love artists that can write music that is so, that makes them so vulnerable. Because that's the type of music that I love. If I can cry to your music, Same Love is so amazing. That song is a movement in itself.
Yeah.
And it's just so good.
When can fans expect more original songs from you? I know you're working on a full-length album now, right?
Yeah, I'm working on originals right now. Hopefully sometime in 2014. I can't set a date because it's I was writing a bunch of songs and then all of a sudden this Romeo and Juliet project came up. And so stuff just comes up out of nowhere sometimes.
Yeah, so how did you get approached for that?
My management, DePass Jones, Entertainment, they had seen an early screening of the movie, and they approached the producers of the film, who then were like, hey, I have an artist, Kait, that should sing a song for the movie. And I, after just watching the trailer, was so inspired by the story. I went home, wrote the song in 2 hours, which never happens.
Wow.
Yeah, and that never happens. I was just so inspired by the story. And Haley and Douglas Booth, they do an incredible job.
Yeah.
And I didn't think anything would come of it, but now, it's the single for the movie, and I'm so excited.
I heard that the new Romeo and Juliet almost wasn't going to come out because they didn't think that it would resonate with younger audiences. But, I mean, clearly it's gotten so much buzz. Haley Steinfeld is freaking phenomenal. I haven't seen it yet, but I know you attended the premiere last week.
Yeah.
And how was that experience, walking the red carpet?
Walking the red carpet was awesome. Walking the red carpet was amazing. The photographers, everything. It was my first time being on a carpet, and people screaming my name, being like, look this way. And I'm just like, okay, I can do this. And just being around the entire cast. Everyone is so talented. Being around a group of people who have done so much incredible work, like for me, was so crazy. But the movie is amazing because it's such a younger, youthful take on Romeo and Juliet. When you're watching the movie, it doesn't feel like you're even watching Shakespeare. It's just, it's really good. It's a really good, version of the movie.
Have you gotten a lot of comparisons to Haley? Because I feel like you guys look like sisters.
Yeah, people have been like, you guys look alike,
Yeah. And I know before we started taping today, you told me that Haley actually messaged you because she was just so blown away by the song.
Yeah, that meant a lot to me because she didn't have to do that.
Yeah. I mean, that must be so special, just hearing from someone who
was in the movie and everything.
Yeah.
It means a lot.
So your new music that you're working on, is it kind of in the same vein of what you've been doing before?
Yeah. It's going to be ballady, a mix of ballads and pop, like really energetic stuff, but I love the ballads.
I say that your music sounds soulful almost, because you've got like that raspy voice, but it's also got like the realness in it.
Thank you.
So,
thank you.
Any advice that you have for people trying to start their own, YouTube channel?
Just to work hard every day. Never let a no stop you from doing something, because I've heard plenty of them. I've been in rooms where people just literally are like, I don't see it. And
really?
Yeah, I've like
it's so
I've been
tough out here.
I've been in meetings where people just are kind of like, okay, I'll give you a call. You never hear the call. You know that meeting, you're never going to see them or hear from them again. But that can't stop you. And you just have to work hard, really, like every day. Yeah,
I mean, this industry is full of no's, like we've said before. It's crazy how much rejection you can get. But then also you don't know if, you were second in line for something, even if you didn't get whatever it is.
Yeah.
So just
something
keep
better
working.
is always in the future.
Yeah. I mean, you're such a positive person. How do you stay positive through all of this?
I kind of have to, because it's like I have my moments where I'm really down, but then I'm like, okay, this is literally doing nothing for me right now. Like being negativity only attracts more negativity. Therefore, I'm just like, there's no point. I let myself at times have my moments to, be a little dramatic and be like, oh, poor me. But then I'm like, no, not poor me, because I've had opportunity after opportunity out here, and you need to focus on that, because that will attract more opportunity.
So I know you're busy writing your new album right now, but what do you do when you do get free time?
I go on hikes to the Hollywood sign with friends.
Hiking's so popular in LA. I love it.
I'm like, I might as well just do it like everyone else is doing it. But I like going on adventures. There's some place called Sprinkles Cupcakes. That place is great.
Some place. I go there all the time.
Yeah.
It's so good.
I try not to go there all the time, but the ice cream place right next door is great too. I don't know. I like to eat, so going and trying out new restaurants and stuff.
And there's so many things.
There's so many. It's overwhelming.
So this is a hypothetical question, but you get the new update on your iPhone, but before you do that, you have to delete a lot of stuff. Delete your entire music, catalog completely, but you can save one song. Which song do you save?
Hunter Hayes, I Want Crazy.
Okay.
It's a fun, upbeat song. Gets me happy.
Is that what you're listening to right now? Okay. What artist did you listen to growing up then?
I was listening to like Christina Aguilera, Mariah Carey. I remember Christina Aguilera's MTV VMA performance. She was like in this red dress, and I was in my basement like reenacting every bit of it. Like she falls to her knees, and I like did the same thing. Yeah, this was like alone in my basement when I was younger, but
I did the same thing.
yeah.
For Britney Spears, I think.
Exactly.
So, is there anyone's career that you hope to emulate?
I would say Demi Lovato and Macklemore. Macklemore has done it like on his own, basically, you know, and people gravitated to his music. You know, he didn't have a big machine behind him doing anything. People just gravitated to him solely because they loved what he was doing. So, definitely him.
Yeah. Any aspirations to do anything else in the industry, or just focus on music?
Focusing on music right now, you know, like that's where the main focus is. If something else, like an idea comes up, I'll definitely, you know, be open to stuff, but I can't act. Maybe one day. Maybe one day I'll be an actress, but for now, focusing on music.
There are a lot of crossovers. I mean, Taylor Swift's now doing movies and goes both ways. So
One day.
maybe one day. So moving forward, what do you hope to accomplish in both your career and in your life?
I just hope to get to a point in my life where I'm performing for just a large group of people that like I can also inspire, you know? I want my music to be heard by a lot of people so that I can help others. I don't know, I want my music to be therapeutic for people. That's the main drive. That's what keeps me going.
Yeah.
You know?
Do you do charity work? I know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Thon is a pediatric cancer benefit at Penn State, and I went there and got to perform in front of 15,000 people, but most importantly, got to meet the kids who either were going through treatment or have been, you know, they don't have their cancers anymore, and it's just so inspiring meeting them because it's like they teach you so much about life that you never, you know, knew or got to experience.
Yeah.
So they're awesome.
I heard one day you wanted to participate in Make-A-Wish.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
the biggest dream for me is, like, if I ever one day got to be someone's wish for the Make-A-Wish Foundation, like, get to a point in my life where someone is so inspired by, you know, what I do that they just want to hang out with me, I will give them the best day ever. Like, that will mean a lot to me.
Yeah. So for your fans who, you know, like, they've been with you from the beginning, are you still planning to do some covers here and there?
Yeah,
Yeah?
Definitely. Focusing more on the originals, but I will continue always to put out covers.
And then performances in the future?
Hopefully, yes. None set right now, but soon.
If you ever do go on tour, who would your ideal tour mates be?
Tour mates?
Yeah.
Like
who would you tour with?
Oh, like other
musicians, yeah.
Oh gosh, Demi Lovato, Macklemore, Jessie J would be awesome.
Yeah.
Katy Perry.
Okay.
Yeah,
I could see that. That would be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to give us a little? Can you sing for us?
Oh gosh, what do I do?
I don't know. ABCs. I don't know.
I don't even know what song to do.
Or where can they find your music?
YouTube.
Okay.
YouTube, iTunes. If you type in Kait Weston, you can find me on YouTube and iTunes as well. You could purchase Til Death Do Us part on iTunes right now.
Cool. Mm-hmm. And that just came out, what, 2-3 weeks ago?
Yes, 2 weeks ago.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So shameless plug section, plug away, Twitter, rest of your music you already did, YouTube.
You can follow me on Twitter at Kait Weston. That's KaitWeston. Facebook.com/Kait Weston and YouTube.com/Caitlin Ann with 4 N's.
Awesome. Well, Caitlin, thank you so much for joining us today. And if you guys are fans of Chatting with Cathy or Kait Weston, you can go and subscribe to our iTunes channel. Just go to iTunes, type in AfterBuzz TV. You can find all the Chatting with Cathy episodes along with this one from today. You can also find us on YouTube.com/AfterBuzz TV. You can find me on Twitter at Catherine Kelly and AfterBuzz TV on Twitter at AfterBuzz TV. So thank you so much for tuning in. Again, thank you, Kait.
Thank you for having me.
So freaking adorable.
Thank you.
And I love your music, so definitely check it out.
Yeah, what she said. Thank you.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.